episode every Monday, 10 p.m., same day as the U.S. on HBO.
Hello and welcome to our news update for today. The Bushwara Primary School teachers, staff and students are calling on the member of Northeast, John Cowper, to help safeguard their school located on the land portion belonging to No. 1 Super Limited. With days away from the eviction on Thursday of this week, the school is pleading for help as the eviction will affect the education of the students.
Man, ogara sani mi wogi mi longenia, inogar one plan government funding help him, inogar one plan donor funding help him. On resource planiet mi spend him na mi building this la place area, he come up in Molsen na now number 2 he come in na this time him all gara pigni blomin all gara something him bagrap him. Now me thinking ro se mi by golo one map.
Opposition leader Douglas Tumuriza has urged Prime Minister James Marape to sack Petroleum Minister Jimmy Maladina entirely from cabinet. Mr. Tumuriza said although Maladina stepped aside, this does not water down the gravity of the embarrassment and shame he has brought to the country. He said ministers should be held accountable for their actions, both in their public and personal lives as public officials. He stressed that stepping aside pleading court proceedings is not good enough and must be sacked entirely as a minister and cabinet member. President for Kutubu local level government, John Pipi Kila, has assisted Bagule Primary School and Bagule Sub-Health Center in Kutubu with solar lights. The presentation of more than 50 solar lights was done at Bagule Primary School on Sunday, July 8, 2024. Mr. Kila stressed the importance of education and health in the area and urged them to keep healthy to enjoy the wealth of the resources in the area. He also reminded the people that with LLG elections coming up, they must vote wisely and elect a leader that will prioritize their needs. The solar lights cost 45,000 kina.
Lo make him study, the night or master lo light. Lo using this plan. So lo dormitory na kona. Only na kona by the this la iron, cement, all the something with paintings. Na middle like paint ma banis lo tablo ya. 60 kilometers, 65 kilometers.
Member for Kompia Mambung, Sir John Pundari, has called on all Enga leaders at the national level to urgently convene to discuss and demonstrate cooperation in addressing the escalating law and order issues in the province. Sir Pundari expressed deep concern that despite repeated calls by him and the Kompia Mambung District Development Authority, members for this meeting over the past 18 months, no action has been taken. He emphasized that his proposed meeting is crucially important, and they must make every effort to ensure it takes place because it is in the best interest of the people and aims for greater and permanent peace, not only for the electorate but for Enga province as a whole. In the challenging Kumpiam district, Enga province, School Inspector Daniel Tongai emphasized the crucial role of families in education. Despite tribal conflicts and difficult conditions, Tongai supported 43 primary and 56 elementary schools, heading over 700 teachers. His work includes training, inspection, and preparing school learning and improvement plans or SLIP. Tongai credits local families for maintaining school operations, fostering learning, and bridging communication with education officials. Optimistic about the future, he sees families as essential partners in transforming education in Kumpiam. In Western Australia's capital, a unique set of in-school workshops celebrating students' Aboriginality is helping to dispel stereotypes and inspire young mob to dream big.
Back for these students at Perth's Presbyterian Ladies College.
So we discovered that those stereotypes were assumptions about groups, about race and gender and things like that, and that they're negative, they're designed to pull us down. And we know that they're not true.
And permission to dream big.
Put no limitations. If you could do anything, what would you do?
I'm going to be an actor.
I want to get into the AFW, but if that doesn't work out, I want to be start a mentor program for little Indigenous communities.
The Deadly Dreaming workshops are the brainchild of Shana Wally, who first turned up to the Coolbardie Aboriginal Centre 16 years ago for a bridging course and pretty much hasn't left since. The premise is simple.
Let's go out to the kids and have conversations about racism. Let's teach them about the success of our story and the strength of Aboriginal Australia, rather than this constant deficit story and these stereotypes that they're having to put up with all the time.
Its impact could lead to lifelong change.
Open the door for them to see that there are Aboriginal people who've been to university. You know, there are Aboriginal people who are scientists and lawyers and doctors.
I'm the first one to go to uni in my family and then be the first one to get through, sort of set that pathway, if you will, for my little sister and such to come through and see that she can go to uni.
Those involved eager to see the program expand across the state and the country.
To grow this program, we need more schools on board and we need more schools leaning into the conversation. These workshops are free. The schools do not have to pay for them at this stage.
So more Aboriginal students can harness their education.
I think I can do anything with my future.
And aspire to be deadly.
The neighbor who helped save multiple children from a house fire says he fought off their father as he allegedly tried to barricade the family inside.
Fire took hold of this family home in Layla Park. Knowing that 7 children lived there, neighbour Jared Hawkins didn't think twice about running in.
I kept smashing down the front door until I could get in. And then I opened the door and I could not see anything. It was covered in smoke.
Unable to see, he crawled towards the sound of children coughing.
Found one of the kids, bring him straight outside, sat him on the sidewalk, went straight back in.
He then did the same thing 2 more times, saving 2 other children and their mother, before he says the 28-year-old father blocked him and emergency crews from rescuing the others.
It was more heartbreaking that someone would do that to their kid. At the time, I don't know, I just felt like I just had to do the right thing. I just grabbed the kid and just took off.
Another local resident comforted the children outside as emergency services tried to revive their siblings.
As I had the kids, one of the police came over and sort of, what happened? And, and the eldest one said he tried to kill me, he put a knife to his throat and wouldn't let us out.
At the scene today, 3 candles were lit for the 3 children who couldn't be saved. 2 boys, aged 3 and 6, died in hospital, while the body of a baby girl was found after the fire was put out. It's alleged their father is responsible for their deaths.
It's horrible that anyone had to go through that, let alone innocent children.
police say the father did not have a history of domestic violence, but neighbours say they've seen police at this house multiple times in recent months, and they now want to know why more wasn't done to protect these children.
These children deserved a loving home with safety and security, and instead they're gone.
The 4 surviving children and their mother are expected to recover from their physical injuries, while locals rally to raise funds online for the family.
It's a long road to recovery for them. Don't think they'll properly recover, but as long as we can assist them as a community and help them try and move forward.
The father remains in an induced coma in hospital as police wait to lay charges.
In sports, Billy Slater has overlooked Titan David Fifita once again, despite making 4 changes to his side that was demolished in Game 2 in Melbourne. A Knights duo and a Bronco have been recalled, while in New South Wales, the man replaced Latrell Mitchell needed scans on a hamstring concern.
Faces to a confident Blues side that was simply brilliant at the MCG.
1, 2, 3.
Warrior Mitch Barnett, the lone debutant on the bench, while Bradman Best returns for his second match against the Maroons, though little's changed.
Yeah, still hate him, yeah.
The Knights centre, who's replaced an injured Latrell Mitchell, pulling up with a tight hamstring yesterday.
Obviously they're going to monitor it, manage the load throughout the week, but it'll be all good.
Bradman, I think in the last month has really shown what he's capable of doing, and yeah, it was a sort of an easy pick for me.
North of the border, Billy Slater was forced into more changes. Injuries to both wingers opening the door for Selwyn Cobbo and 22-game Origin veteran Dane Gagai to return.
If I'm going to be honest, it did cross my mind whether I'd be able to get the call back into the team, but yeah, this is a jersey you never want to give up, but then it's also a jersey you always have to earn.
Titan David Fifita still out of favour, with Kurt Capewell the preferred choice.
This is the 17 that we feel is the best 17 for Game 3 at Suncorp.
While Kalen Ponga will be teammates with Reece Walsh for the first time.
I've been thinking about that for a little while. I've got visions of him going down the sideline and passing back into me.
The Maroons have altered their preparations after the Melbourne thrashing, abandoning their traditional open media session ahead of the decider.
There's no sign of like panic stations or anything like that.
I wouldn't have thought so. Players talking to media is certainly not a factor in performance from Game 2.
I sort of see the team as part of the people's team, and something there that I guess our group's adopted, that we want to bring everyone on the journey.
This ends the midday news. Join us at 6 for more.